Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Peak, and we just finished up reading chapter 8 of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And in this chapter, the Tin Man finishes the raft so that they can get across the river, and they begin their journey. And at first it's going okay. They're using these poles to help them steer, but the current gets too fast for them, and it starts to send them on downstream further and further from the yellow brick road. Well, the Scarecrow gets his pole stuck in the mud, and before he can even let go of the pole, he is stuck in the middle of the river on this pole, while the raft just keeps going down the stream. The lion has to swim them to shore, and when they get back to shore, they decide to walk back upstream to try to find the yellow brick road and to find where the Scarecrow is. And when they get to where the Scarecrow is still stuck in the river, there's a new character, a stork, comes up and helps them. She goes out and flies and rescues the Scarecrow from the river. And then as they continue their journey, they're walking back towards the road of yellow brick. They come upon these flowers. And at first there's all these different colors of flowers, but soon they come to a field of just poppies. And these poppies are deadly when there's so many together, and they make you fall asleep forever. Well, Dorothy and Toto soon fall asleep. And the lion says that if he doesn't get out of there, he's going to fall asleep too. So he tries to run away and get away to safety. So the Scarecrow and the Tin Man, they come up with a plan to carry Dorothy and Toto back through the field to safety. And as they pass the lion, he's already fallen asleep in the deadly poppy field, so he's stuck. So they have to leave the lion behind, and that's the end of the chapter. Hopefully in the next chapter they'll find a way to rescue him, right? Alright, so on our map, if you'll turn to your map, we're going to add the field of poppies. So we're going to add some flowers to our map here beside the river. And you can do, I want to use red. You can do, they had different colors like the purple and the blue. Those were the ones that were not poisonous. I'm just going to add these poppies here to show the ones that are poisonous. So they're getting close to Emerald City, aren't they? They're almost there. Alright, once you've got that, you'll turn to another page in your notebook. We're going to talk about some things that have been happening in the story. We're going to review something we've talked about a lot in 3rd grade, which is cause and effect. There's a lot of cause and effect in this book. One thing happens and it causes something else to happen. So remember, the cause is the why and the effect is the what happens. Okay, so the cause happens first, then, so you can think of a then in the middle, this, then, that. Okay? So one thing that happened in the story is their poles are too short. Remember in the story their poles became too short, and what happened to their raft because their poles were too short and it wouldn't reach the bottom? Can you remember? This leads to the raft is swept away. They can no longer steer the raft. It's swept away. Okay, another thing that happened is the Scarecrow he pushes his pole into the mud. And when it gets in the mud, it becomes stuck, doesn't it? So this happened first. He pushes his pole into the mud at the bottom of the river, and that leads to getting stuck. So try to think of some more things that happen. One thing happened, and then something else happened because of that. I'm going to erase because I'm out of room. We're going to add a few more to our list. See if you can think of some things that I've not thought of, because there's a lot of examples, and not just in this chapter, in a lot of chapters. So another thing is there are poisonous flowers. Then what happened? When they get to the poisonous flowers, what happens next? Well, Dorothy, Toto, and Lion, what happens to them? They fall asleep, don't they? And then we're going to do one more. And this is at the end of the chapter. The lion is too heavy for the Scarecrow and the Tin Man to carry. So what happens because of this? This happened first, then what happened? They had to leave him behind. And that was the end of the chapter. Hopefully in the next chapter they'll find a way to rescue him. So if you think of some more, you can add them to your list. You can add them from different chapters. But remember, the cause is the why, and the effect is what happens next. So this happens first, and that leads to something else happening. All right, well, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.